All right, Dale, we are live here on Ask Junior.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're having a great time here on Dirty Air today, and now it's time for Ask Junior. Thank you, Xfinity, for everything you do for us. But Andrew is in the booth. He's got all your questions ready, and let's get right to it.
Shout out to the YouTube chat, too. They were populating the chat with a bunch of dad jokes and knock-knock jokes while they were waiting, so it was pretty entertaining to watch. But this first one comes from Adam Lloyd. What format would you like to see for the North Wilkesboro All-Star race?
I think that the star of the night, so let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. Let's get rid of all the gimmicks. Anything feels like a gimmick, been done in the past, let's get rid of it. The star for this race is the track, the history, the nostalgia, the surface, all that. So let's let that just be the thing. People have wanted racing at North Wilkesboro for decades. Let's give them racing. So make that first segment really long, right? Relatively long. 100 laps, whatever. That'd probably be the minimum. Let's just turn the cars loose and everybody just sit there and enjoy watching those cars race around that track and just soaking it in. I think just being there and watching the cars compete will be plenty for that first little stage. And, then I would sort of maybe, I would probably run a 3-stage race, 100 laps, 75, 25. I'd be very limited on tires. But otherwise, I wouldn't get too fancy. No invert, no draw, no funky stuff. So the only thing that I would say that would be really helpful, I've been trying to promote this and talk about this and encourage this. All right, so how do we? This I think is a really cool idea. So bring back the pit crew challenge. Bring back the pit crew championship. Have a trophy that a crew wins that they take to their shop, and it belongs to them until the pit crew championship happens again the following year. And then whoever wins that takes that trophy from that team. So this be like a college trophy, right, that travels from team to team. And so bring the pit crews in, set it all up where the drivers basically do just a pit stop. There's no lap, there's no hot lap, there's no entry, there's nothing that's timed other than the stop itself. All right, so the car rolls onto the pit road and it trips a line about one pit stall away. They do the pit stop, they pull away, and it trips a line about a stall away. So bam, bam, it's about a 14-second experience, right? All the cars, all of them, the cars in the All-Star race and the cars in the Open all go through this process. And you crown a champion. And that champion can be any team, right, that is the fastest that day. And so all of the times that the teams have for their pit stop is how you set the lineup for the feature. There's no qualifying. There's you have some practice and whatnot, but otherwise, the way the pit crews pit the cars and the time that you're given determines where you're going to start for the race. And so what that will do is put a bunch of pressure on the teams because that will affect, your day, right? If you have a bad pit stop and you start toward the back, you've got to work through that. If you have a great pit stop and you start toward the front, your team has set you up to succeed. They are a big part in playing. They're then playing a massive role in the success of the weekend, which they should. And so basically the All-Star Open that will run before the All-Star race itself, that lineup will be set by the pit times, and that'll happen obviously on Saturday, on Sunday. The race is Sunday or Saturday? I think it's Saturday. When is the All-Star? Saturday or Sunday? Whatever.
I think it's Sunday night.
Is it Sunday night?
Yeah.
So the race, the Open is already, you got your lineup set for the Open. You can have your fan vote. On Saturday, before the All-Star race, there'll be 2 heat races. All right, the pit stop times will set the lineup for those heat races, and there'll be duels, just like Daytona. But you might have some really good cars that are going to be mid-pack or even worse because of some mistakes or whatever on their pit stop. So anyways, I think doing it by the pit stops puts a lot of pressure on the crews. You want to put them in that situation. You want to put them in a pressured situation. And it also is going to, pretty much guarantee you won't have the fastest car starting on the pole. And that'll make the heat races matter, where we're not going to have an elimination. So if there's no elimination, the heat races don't matter, right? Well, now they do, because you might have some guys that had some bad pit stops that got some work to do in those heat races to try to give themselves a better starting spot for the main event. So I think that's a great way to do it. But otherwise, the racetrack is the star, and I hope that they just give the fans a lot of racing, a lot of laps. There's also, don't forget the super late models there on Tuesday, the Cars Tour, which I'm racing in, and Kevin Harvick's racing in, and several other to be determined Cup drivers and Xfinity drivers and so forth are going to be competing. That's on Wednesday, and so the trucks are racing as well on Friday, I believe. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of laps, a lot of racing. Just hopefully everybody can come out.
I love the pit crew challenge idea.
Yeah.
That would be great to see implemented. This next question, a lot of people were asking about if you saw Kurt Busch's emotion on that last lap of the COTA broadcast. Obviously still dealing with those concussion symptoms. He wanted to be in the car. What were your thoughts on the emotion he gave on TV?
Yeah, just there was a lot there. Obviously, I think he truly is happy for the 45 team and happy for Tyler, and he's putting in a lot of effort and investing a lot of time with the team and the crew, trying to be an asset for Denny and them. But there was that sadness in his heart and in his words about being injured, not being in the car. It was a moment where I think it really hit home for him that he wasn't where he wanted to be, and that was behind the wheel. And so, those realities happen and have happened before, I'm sure, for him. He's already probably experienced this in some moments, when he sits down and turns on the TV for the Daytona 500 and he's not in the race. But those are private moments. This was a very public one. And so I can certainly, understand, I guess, what we were listening to. And, I think that Kurt did a good job. Kurt's a good guy that has great intentions and does a pretty solid job in the booth. And, it wasn't planned out that 45 car was going to win that day. It just so happened that while he was there working, that's what went on, and he reacted in a very honest way. And so I hope that it seemed like he really enjoyed the day and enjoyed the celebration afterwards, and good for him.
Yeah, I appreciate the passion he brought to the broadcast. I think we've got time for one more quick one. This one's coming from Chris. Have you ever gotten a song stuck in your head during a race?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, I think we were at Pocono, and I had Springsteen, Eric Church. Boy, I couldn't stop singing that. And so, you sing while you drive. Yeah, I don't know what else you need to know. It's pretty it's pretty, it's just like everybody else that drives up and down the road, except for we actually don't have a radio playing. You're just hearing it in your brain, right?
And there's no way to get it out. Because, typically, you got to listen to another song.
So the way I get it out is to actually listen to that song.
Yeah.
Right? And so, when we get done and get in the car, we're getting the rental car to drive home, you listen to that song, and that's finally washes it out. But, yeah, that's happened time and time again.
That's funny. I talked to Chris Buescher about that years and years ago, and he said he had Tennessee whiskey stuck in his head for the entire Bristol night race.
That would be so annoying.
That's a long, and especially with the rhythm track like Bristol is. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But I think we've got a very special person waiting to come join the table. So I don't think we want to make him wait any longer.
Yeah, 10-4. All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in and helping us with Ask Junior today. It's a lot of fun. We got a great guest for tomorrow's show. Have we even announced it? Yeah, we haven't announced it yet.
Go ahead. You can do it.
I can?
Sure.
It's live.
Yeah.
I just cut that promo.
Well, what do we care? Yeah. Let's do it.
I don't think so, man.
You don't
let's
think
not
so?
do it, Alex.
All right.
Alex, let's not.
I veto. No, don't do it.
Yeah, we're not
All
doing
right.
it.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Well done, Alex. Way to step up.
We have a great guest. We have a great guest. We're not going to tell you who it is. But I'm excited. So tune in tomorrow for that. Anyways, Dirty Air was fun today. We had a lot of fun at this table going back and forth about everything that happened at COTA. Check it out. It'll be out later today. We'll see you guys.
All right.